living in an apartment complex. It was a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, I believe. But it was also, it ran over $600 a month. So I was using, being a single mom and not getting any type of support financially from anyone, I was able to use my taxes in order to compensate for the amount that I wasn't able to afford for rent, which then put me in the position that I had no extra money throughout the year. She wasn't able to do any type of extracurricular activities. We weren't able to go on any vacations. It was always a struggle as far as eating and paying utilities and all of that. So I was really scared, and she told me about the program. You have to do 300 hours. I thought, I'm never going to be able to get 300 hours. I have a child I have to take care of. I'm only going to be able to do it on the weekends, and I don't have anybody. So anyway, she finally talked me into doing the pre-application, which I did, and turns out that I had everything in order, and they contacted me for a home visit. Came by, did all that, and then I got my acceptance letter, which I still actually have. It says that you are approved for a 3-bedroom house. So that was the beginning. And when I first went, we were doing classes. So I went through the home ownership classes and taught how to do that, which was really awesome because I got to meet everybody that was in the program at that time. And I'm kind of standoffish when I first meet people. So when I met them, it was instant, you just felt like, these are the people that you're around that know exactly what you're going through. They were going through the exact same thing. They were so supportive. Everybody worked together. I was able to meet the staff and what they did. And I was finally, as I went through the program, was approved for my sponsor, which was the Women's Build, which was really awesome considering the situation that I was in, being a single mom of a little girl. So I was able to meet all these women in the community that were there to support someone like myself, which, being a single mom in my position, you didn't get a whole lot of support. It was since it's not the traditional way of raising or starting a family. So for those people to be able just to want to support someone and teach them that that they can have something that everybody else has was pretty amazing. And as I went through it and we built the house, which I was totally unprepared for when they say, you're going to build your own house. I was like, oh, sweet, that's cute. No, really, you're going to build your own house. So came out, got the hammer, and those men out there got you started, and you were lifting walls by the end of the day. There was one moment when we were doing my house that we had built the whole back wall, and it was a day that there were lots of women out working, and they said, okay, we're gonna raise the wall. And I thought, oh, that's neat. When they did it, I was like almost in tears because it was such an experience to see a row of like 20 people standing side by side lifting a wall, and then you be able to see, oh, that's my house, that's what it's gonna look like. So that was pretty special. And then at the end of all of it, they had talked to me about doing the dedication ceremony, which goes into a lot of planning, and they make it very special as far as making people coming to speak on it. And I had told Maddie's class, or her teacher knew that we were going through the process of Habitat, and they were also doing some things for the neighborhood here across the street at Glenwood. And so we were all standing out, we had friends and family and other partner families and staff and volunteers were here. And then all of a sudden you see what Maddie was talking about, is these 2 kindergarten classes walking down the street, walked all the way up to our house.
No, 1.
1 kindergarten class? I think it was 2.
No, that was mine.
Oh, okay.
I think it was maybe 2 or 1.
And then what happened? When you looked over and saw them, what did they do?
I forgot.
You remember? You were standing on the porch, and then they were all standing in front of you, and they said, "What? Do you remember what they said?"
Mm-mm.
They said, "Congratulations, Maddie." Very
And then we
cute.
took pictures.
And then you took pictures.
And you put some pictures on from my kindergarten class at the pumpkin patch on there too.
And then didn't you all plant pumpkins in the garden that they made up there?
Yeah, but we didn't get them.
Oh, well, that's because it took a long time to grow. But there's a community garden that they have made up the street, and they've opened it to the community, and they had the kindergartners plant pumpkins so that they could have their own pumpkin, which is really neat, and it's turned out into a big thing, the garden. So I think they've been working on that the last couple weekends. But so then after that, we got settled into our home. I think there was a group of about 8 of us that all closed together. So we were all at the closing together, and we all signed our paperwork together. So here you look, and there's a row, which was really cool because those are your neighbors. I mean, you look around, those are the people that you've been working with for a year. So to move into your own home at the same time that these other people are moving in and know them already, and know that, you know, when you're walking outside to get your mail or take your trash and you look over and there's your neighbor and you wave, well, that's a different kind of relationship. That's you've gone through what I've gone through. You're there for me. It's not just a random hello, how are you? It's a little bit more than that. So to have a row of 19 people and houses is something pretty special that not a lot of people get. As far as our house and being in and how it has changed my life, I like to decorate. I like to make things feel like home, and I've never really felt like I've been able to do that before because it's never been mine. I mean, it's always, here you go in, here's some carpet that I really don't like, but I can't do anything about. Here's a kitchen that I don't want to do anything nice to because it's not mine. But to be able to do it now and pick out all of the stuff that I got to pick out and then make it my own, and to be able to come home to that every day is something pretty special. So I know it's a good thing for Maddie to be able to be in a home that she can say is hers, and to show her that the type of work that we did, or that I did, and all of the other people in the neighborhood did, was something that she learned from, that she knows that if she works hard for something that she can get it. And that's one of the most important lessons, I think.